Welcome, everyone. Lance Scurv here, your host on the Scurv podcast. Today's topic is titled, Are You Too Available for Your Own Good? Stop letting people steal your time. And most of us, we think that we have everything under control as far as our time is concerned. We push hard to get things done, and we get things done, but really and truly not as much as we could. And most of us have bits and pieces of our time stolen that if we look back on our day, over the weeks and over the months, it's a lot of it gone. It could have been put to good use. So, what I'm about to say may make you uncomfortable. Every time you open your door without intention, you may be closing the door of your mind. This is not poetic language. It's practical truth. We have been trained to believe that always being available makes us good people. That entertaining visitors is kindness. That constant social interaction equals connection. But no one talks about the cost. Most people are afraid of being alone. They think solitude means loneliness. They think silence means emptiness. But the real danger is not solitude. The real danger is never being alone long enough to know who you truly are. When people show up unplanned and you welcome them in, something subtle happens. You shift, you adjust, you perform. You smile when you're tired. You agree when you do not fully agree. You soften your opinions to avoid tension. You become a version of yourself that fits the moment. After hours of this, you feel drained. Not because the person was evil, not because conversation is bad, but because you are not fully yourself. That exhaustion is the cost of constant performance. It's easier to talk about surface topics than to sit in silence and ask yourself hard questions. What am I building? Where am I going? What am I avoiding? Shallow conversation feels productive. You're doing something. You're interacting. You're being social. But what did you create? What moved forward? Most of the time, absolutely nothing. Hours pass. Energy drains. The day is gone. 2 hours here, 3 hours there. A canceled project, a delayed goal, a promise to yourself, postponed again. Time feels endless when you're young, but it is not. Every unnecessary interruption chips away at your future. Every unplanned visit becomes a small surrender. You tell yourself it is polite. You tell yourself it is relationship building. But often it is avoidance. Avoidance of your own potential. There's a powerful difference between being alone and feeling lonely. You can sit in a crowded room and feel unseen. You can sit alone in silence and feel clear. Solitude gives you space to think. It allows you to reflect without performance. It forces you to meet yourself without distraction. That can feel uncomfortable at first. Silence exposes things. It reveals fears. It reveals delays. It reveals dreams you have been neglecting. But that discomfort is actually growth. Saying no feels wrong at first. You worry about being misunderstood. You fear disappointing people. You do not want to seem distant. But protecting your time is not selfish. It's responsible. If you do not guard your time, no one else will. When you begin to say no to what drains you, something changes. You reclaim energy. You regain focus. You begin to move forward. And surprisingly, people often respect you more when you respect yourself. Not every visit is harmful. Some conversations add depth. Some relationships inspire growth. Some people challenge you to improve. But those are rare. Most interruptions are noise. They fill space, but build nothing. Before you open the door, ask yourself, does this bring me closer to who I want to become? If the answer is unclear, you already know what to do. When you protect your solitude, you think deeper, you read more, you plan better, you create more intentionally. You become someone with substance. The irony is this: the more available you are, the less time you have to become interesting. When you're always hosting, you're rarely building. Those who grow guard their time fiercely. They're not antisocial. They're intentional. Many people stay busy because they fear what silence reveals. Without distraction, you must face your thoughts. You must confront your direction. You must take responsibility. It's easier to entertain and be entertained than to build. But comfort rarely produces transformation. When you close the door and sit with yourself, you begin to hear your own voice. You begin to understand what truly matters. That clarity is priceless. You do not need to reject the world. You need to become selective. You do not need to isolate yourself. You need boundaries. Close the door when necessary. Protect your focus. Guard your energy. Not because you dislike people, not because you're antisocial, but because your life deserves intention. In the end, no one will measure your life by how many visits you received. They will measure it by what you built. And what you build requires silence. I need not say no more. If anyone doesn't understand what I just shared, play it over again. Because there's so many people that I've known over the years that they attend every event, every social function, but they haven't built anything. And usually, their popularity is based on the perception of other people. And if you don't maintain the crazy schedule of keeping up with these events and shallow talk, then the whole perception of you will change drastically. and you'll wonder what happened. Who needs that? Especially when after all of that effort, nothing was built. I love building. I am a creator and a creative person. In the solitude that I enjoy now, even more so than ever before, is more than worth its weight in gold and silver, trinkets, baubles, and rubies. My flow is uninterrupted. My thoughts go deeper. My perception is so amplified. And I would not trade this time for anything in the world. The only thing is, when I do go out and say to myself, this looks like something I'd like to attend, when I get around these types of people, which everybody's not bad, it just seems so shallow and superficial. After 3 or 4 minutes of looking at the forced smiles, where the mouth is smiling but the eyes are staring daggers at you, you just say to yourself, I need to go. And when you leave events like this, you feel so victorious because now you have yourself to yourself. And usually what happens with me is that directly after, I might find a restaurant to go to. I may find a park to sit in or a bookstore to browse through books I've never seen before. And the good feelings come rushing back in. I've never seen anything like it. There are people out there that I can have some really deep conversations with, but they're far and few between. So every now and then I still will try, pretty much knowing the result that I feel so much better that I don't let people steal my time. I used to be available all the time. Anybody could have swooped down into my life, rang my doorbell, ring my phone, take 3 hours here, take 2 hours there, stimulate me to make plans for the weekend that I never intended to. But now that door is completely closed and double locked, things are so much better. But I do welcome you to reach out to me if you have something worthwhile to say or share. But the mindless scrolling, the mindless links, the mindless social engagements, I can't do it. Anyway, I hope this has helped you to think on a deeper level, trying to understand how precious time is and how we can never get it back once it's spent foolishly. And that will always sometimes happen because we're trying new things out and realize it's not for us, or maybe we realize it is for us. Kudos to you when that happens. That's a wonderful thing. But I've been through that cycle long enough to know what truly brings me joy. That at the end of the day, I can look back and say, I built something, or I laid a few more blocks in the structure or the project that I'm ultimately completing. And there's no surface conversation. There's no showing up to some event where everybody is getting ready to talk about each other after they leave. That can satisfy me, like accomplishing something that I created. That's the honest to God truth. Anyway, I'm on to the next one. I'm building another one. I'm enjoying myself. I'm not wasting any time or any energy. And I'm selectively available. But it can't be on some gossip like most people like to indulge in, or some superficial foolishness that is here today and gone tomorrow. Scurv out. I love you all. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.